This time on the Iron Empire, I buy not one, but two AMC Javelins. All right, so I'm out at Anglevale, South Australia at Kim Kader's place. He used to be called West Coast Classic Imports, and he has been importing cars for longer than I've been alive. And we come out here, Andrew and I, to have a look at a 70 Lincoln Continental, which I'll show you on the way through. 460 big block car, awesome car. But the problem is, we've seen these two Javelins and I fell in love with them. I've always liked Javelins and they're very rare, let alone to see two for sale. So we're out here today, it's Australia Day, and we're dragging these things out of their resting place for the last few years, and I'm dragging them down to Jake's shop. All right, so this yellow one is actually a 1968 factory SST. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm assuming it's some sort of sports model. The body is pretty solid. Both cars have got no rust in them, but they do have some body damage. They've both got 290 V8 emblems on them, but this one has got some go fast parts along with a 390 air cleaner, or 390 AMX air cleaner. So I'm hoping, by the looks of it, this was like an 80s hot rod. It's got the Edelbrock intake manifold, alloy rock covers, some telltale signs that this was a quick car. It's had a little bit of front end damage, so obviously it was run when parked, and overall it's pretty complete. The other one over there is more of a base model. It was a factory copper color with a full black vinyl roof, which would look pretty nice. But anyway, we're going to drag these things out now, and then we'll have a good proper look at them once they're out and on the trailer. This is the coolest day of the week and I'm still cooking. I'll give you a quick look through. He's got Galaxies, he's got El Caminos, he's got a ton of Jeeps, flat fender Jeeps, C10s, 59 Fairlanes. This is the Continental we came here initially to look at. Awesome car. Chevys over the back, more El Caminos, Mustangs, F100s, Oldsmobiles, Impalas, and that's all just the stuff outside. There's more hidden out the back there, and then all his goodies in here. So we're gonna do a quick run down to Jake's shop to drop this first one off, then we're gonna be back here to pick up the other one, and if I ask really nicely, Kim will maybe show us through some of his collection. So we'll hit the road. Coming back now for number 2. All right, the last of the Javelins is all loaded up. They come with a set of Magnum 500 wheels, which is handy. So they've been thrown in the back too. Now we're just going to give Kim a hand pushing one of his vehicles back because that hasn't got reverse. And we're nearly ready to hit the road. So these are the ones you want to keep nice.
Oh no, there's a few in here too. Right over in the far corner there, that's an ex-Canberra embassy car. It's a 69 Buick.
Yeah, right.
Skylark station wagon. The one under the cover that you can't see, that's a 63 Chevy Super Sport 2-door hardtop.
Wow.
That's really good shit. That's a 58 Ford Fairlane that's got the big 352 Police Interceptor engine in it.
Yeah, okay.
I've had quite a few of those over the years. Camaro was a 68 RS SS factory 4-speed. That's a 66 El Camino with 327 in it, with factory air. That's my everyday driver. That's I've had that car license for 12 years.
Yeah, right.
So that's I consider that my car, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to use it every day. It's a wonder the engine never cooled off in that thing.
Yeah, right.
But I was kind of giving it, just lately I've been giving it a bit of a rest, you know. And it's really getting to the stage where it probably needs a few jobs doing on it.
Yep.
That's a 59 Impala, 4-door sedan.
Those
I've owned 33 59 Chevys.
Yeah, wow. You like your 59s, don't you?
Yeah, you know.
Chevys and Fords.
Yeah.
Ooh, still warm.
Yeah, that's a 60.
Another AMC.
Yes, that's a 66 Rambler Classic 770 convertible.
Yeah, right. I like the body shape on these.
That one I would sell.
Are these the same, based on the same thing as what they call the Rebel?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The Rebel came along just after this. They're actually a different generation of car. I've had a few of those too, including a Rebel SST convertible and SST coupe. Yeah. This is after the next generation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then this is a 60 Oldsmobile, top of the range, 98 series. And there again, I've got a number of those. This is a World War II Army Jeep. This is a Ford GPW.
Still loaded up with ammo.
Yes, it's a 42 model. And this Jeep is done up just like, it's a replica of one of the Jeeps that went in on the D-Day landings.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Far out.
What happened was, Willys, being a small auto manufacturer,
Yep.
couldn't build enough Jeeps for the war effort. So the government gave a tender to Ford to also build an exact copy, you know, the Jeep, right?
Yeah, okay.
And at a quick glance, the Willys had a round cross member underneath the radiator, underneath the grille, whereas the Ford had a chassis member,
Yeah, okay.
pressed chassis member, right? At a quick glance, that's how you can tell the difference between a Willys and a Ford.
Yeah, right, okay.
They both made over 300,000 each.
Far out.
So there was about 650,000 Jeeps made during World War II.
Yeah, that's
Mind
insane.
you, the Germans were sinking those ships going across the Atlantic were full of Jeeps. They were sinking them like there's no tomorrow. Just in one convoy alone, they sank 20 ships.
Yeah,
In
wow.
that 20 ships, 2,500 vehicles went to the bottom and 250 aircraft, and that's only one convoy, 20
Yeah,
ships.
wow.
They sank 2,000 ships during World War II. Can you imagine, just imagine what I'm talking about, right?
Just sheer waste.
The bottom of the Atlantic would be so full of military equipment that didn't make it to the battlefront.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right there as well.
Oh, I got 16 of them altogether.
Still?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And this is your
I restored that.
Restore this one? Yep.
I restored it right here when I'm doing this one. Yeah. But that, mind you, that was 25 years ago.
You could have done it last week, as far as I know.
No,
It looks good.
Things starting to go wrong with it now after all these years. There's some funny things going on with the paint, you know. But I just did it myself. I'm not an expert, but I can do it. But I'm not.
Yeah, they've done an awesome job. Far out. And what's the go on the Camaro over here?
That's the one I'm working on at the moment. That's a 69. But just a base model Camaro, but it's got a 350 and it's got factory air.
Yeah, right. Looks awesome. Yeah, the colour is awesome.
That's the colour I chose for it. It was actually a pale metallic green, which was actually pretty nice, but this colour really pops.
Yeah, it does.
Out in the sun. Oh,
yeah,
it just really looks good.
Another nice ruddy El Camino.
Yeah, that runs and drives.
That looks awesome like that.
That's a 70.
Oh, that's right. I looked at the twin white wall over there on that one. That's factory twin white wall.
That's a very old tyre.
Yeah, that's
I haven't done tyres like that in a long time.
It's the exact same thing I've done on my feet on my Kingsway.
Yeah.
And this is the Continental that started it all. We come out here to look at this thing. All right, that pretty much wraps up a bit of a look around Kim's spot here, but he's got apparently a lot of other cars up in other properties hidden away. So in a way I'm jealous, but in a way I'm glad I don't have this many cars. Oh, thanks for showing us around, Kim. That's awesome.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, cool.
All right, we better get this last car dropped off to Jake's before he shuts up the shop, and see what we can get happening when we get stuck into them, hopefully soon. All right, I'm in my I've got my little muscle wheel here. Got my no brakes. We're just going for it. That went hell further than I thought it would. No handbrake either. Ooh, baby.
Exactly. You have to make your purchase.
Yep.
How much is this again?
This is 11 grand for 2 cars. Kim done us a very good deal. 11k for 2 AMC Javelins. These things are sick. Okay, so I'm back down here with the Javelins. It's been a week or two and I've finally had a chance to come back, have a good look around these things, and we're going to have a little bit more of an in-depth look on what these cars are all about. Just doing a bit of shameless advertising here. I just picked up these new trucker caps from FTM. Black on black, white on black, bargain caps. Jump on the online store if you haven't already. Yeah, so these Javelins, had a bit of a look around them. I'm pretty happy with them, but basically what's good on one is bad on the other and vice versa. This one's got a pretty toasted interior. So it's all original in here, but obviously she's pretty weathered. Seat's pretty worn, pretty flimsy. Back seat's probably all right and usable. Steering wheel's really nice. That's totally repairable, but it is all pretty complete. And there's also a bunch of spare parts in the boot of this thing, under the bonnet. Under the bonnet you can see mostly all original, pretty unmessed with car, to be honest with you. All the wiring looks to be pretty original. The loom's all pretty nice. This one's a boosted car, still drum brake though, and has got power steering. 290 with a factory 2-barrel on it. But obviously some of the parts have been rated, and what parts are not in this car are in that car, so I can make the 1 out of 2. But there's not enough parts missing to require wrecking one entire car, so the plan is to eventually build 2 cars with these things. This one's got a pretty caved in door, but the body's all pretty good. It's only got minor surface rust and very minor rust beyond the surface, and it's all pretty straight. Now moving on to the hot rod. This thing was obviously something back in the day. You can just tell the way it sits, the racing stripes on it. It's been lowered. It's got the factory hood scoops, the SST under the bonnet here, factory aircon car, power steer, and it's got an Edelbrock intake manifold on it, Talker manifold there, Edelbrock rock covers, AMX 390 air cleaner. Now if that's any indication, which it probably isn't, it's had a motor transplant at some stage. There is also some AMX bits in the back. So somewhere along the line, something's happened to this car, because I have checked down the side of the block on these things, and I'm yet to find out what this motor actually is. Now generally, to identify an AMC motor down behind the engine mount, it will be cast into the block what size engine it is. This has nothing on it, so it could be a replacement engine, or it could be something else. So I'm gonna find the engine number on the back there and do some research and find out what this engine actually is. So I'll get onto that soon. This one's obviously had a smack in the front here. It's been pushed back, showing a bit of damage up here. But overall, it's pretty minor. The chassis rail looks pretty straight, and all the parts to replace the front, aside from this guard and the bonnet, I can pull off the other car, and it's got another grille in the back. So I'm gonna try and source another guard. I'm gonna try and source a good front bar. The bonnet I'm gonna try and save. I don't think that will be too hard to save. And this door is easily savable. I think this was a factory yellow car anyway, but someone has painted it like a brighter yellow, which probably looks a bit better than the factory color. And inside, here's some other telltale signs. I got a feeling they are AMX seats. They're high back. It's obviously been re-trimmed at some stage, but definitely very savable in here. It's got a muscle wheel on it, and it's got no glass. So I am chasing driver's side glass for at least one car. The other car's complete with glass. And around this side, if you haven't noticed, I've already swapped out a set of wheels on it. This set of wheels come off my XE. I was keeping these to build the back end of my VG hardtop around these wheels, 10-inch wide by 15s, and they're currently running a 265. I will probably end up still tubbing that car and running a big wheel. I might use these wheels to mockle that up, but these wheels just suit this car way too much not to run them. How mean does that look? I mean, even with this side all smacked in and guards missing, it still looks so tough. Anyway, there's plenty of goodies in the back. I'm gonna go through all that. Now that I'm down here for the day, I'm gonna spend, a couple of hours, I'm gonna spend a bit of time just getting into this motor and finding out what's what, because I think this is mechanically closer than that car to running. And I'm gonna start digging a bit deeper and finding out what's what with this engine, and hopefully if it's any good or whatever. But yeah, all of that will be on an upcoming episode of The Iron Empire. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment. As before I mentioned, please check out the online store. All of that support helps me massively. And I will see you all on an upcoming episode. Cheers, guys.